you. Thank you, Toronto. Fuck it. You know, you can tell a lot about a city from its Craigslist page, and y'all got a couple freaks up here, man. This one guy just wants to lick armpits. That's real. He pays good money for it, too. And I don't know, maybe somebody you know, maybe he's here tonight. Who knows? I say God bless him, man, because I get it. I have a hard time meeting women, too. Mostly because I have resting rape face. If I zone out for a second, date's over. Actually, the last time I had sex was with a hooker, prostitute. I was in Amsterdam, so it was legit. And it was on New Year's Eve. But I'll let you decide which New Year's Eve based on how sad you think my life is. It did not go well. First of all, there's no small talk. Like, I just walked in and she told me to take my clothes off. And right away, this is a problem because I was cold. It was winter. And that may not mean much to you guys, but I'm from Florida and we don't have winter there. So really, it was like my dick saw its shadow and went back in the den to hibernate. Seriously, it looked like I had 2 belly buttons. But this girl, man, she's such a pro, she doesn't even blink, right? She just reaches inside me, extracts my penis, slaps a condom on it, and starts sucking. I'm serious, it's like a magic trick. Is this your card? And that's when we start negotiating prices. Now, idiot that I am, I didn't bring enough cash to actually party. But she's willing to fuck me up front, and I can go to an ATM after. I just have to leave my phone with her as collateral. Which, come on, right? Like, so obviously I'm like, sure, yeah, okay. Like, you're really smart. So we get started, and it's just professional. I mean, she fucked me with surgical precision. Like, even calling it fucking makes it sound too much like fun. We had intercourse, quickly. And when we were done, I voluntarily handed over my cell phone and walked out into the streets. And I should have known this. I should have got a bad feeling about it, let's be honest. But in my head, I'm still, yeah, you know, just got laid. What's up? And I was really lucky. There was a bicycle taxi guy right there, so I got a ride to an ATM, came right back. And only then did I realize, oh shit, I'm fucking lost in Amsterdam. Because the red light district is exactly that. It's a bunch of windows with red lights that all look exactly the same. And none of the girls in the window are my girl. So just when that real, panic is starting to set in, like, how am I even gonna find my hotel? I hear tapping on the window. I turn and look, and there she is, waving at me like an angel. So I give her the money, and she gives me my phone, and I'm telling her how I was lost without her. She giggles. And then another dude comes in from the bedroom, fresh from fucking this girl. And you guys, I'm gonna be honest, that hurt. Like, I hadn't even paid her yet, and she's seeing other guys? I was jealous! Until he handed her his cell phone and asked me where the nearest ATM was. Turns out whatever we had wasn't so special after all. I don't know, I tell my friends I'm in a slump with women, they all have the same thing to say. Hey man, big girls need love too. And sure, that's great advice. I just feel like no 2 fat people should ever fuck each other. Okay, honestly, too much can go wrong. For one thing, whatever you're doing it on is gonna feel some torque, okay? I have splintered a bed frame. No. 2 fat people should only fuck on a bare mattress on the floor where we can wallow around like walruses, okay? Just 2 fleshy bags full of bacon grease. Impossible to tell where one ends and the other begins. Cellulite tossing and turning like an angry sea. When out of nowhere a rogue wave of back fat rolls up my spine and hits me in the head. Now I have CTE, all because I tried to take shortcuts in life. Oh no, losing weight's hard, man. I'm trying to exercise, eat better. And don't get me wrong, like, I know why I'm fat now. I was there. But growing up, I was a fat kid too, and I blame my parents for that. Like, growing up in Florida, all we drank was sweet tea, which you might as well be booting sugar with a diabetes-infected needle. I'm talking about they put so much sugar in the tea, it was crunchy. You had to chew a fluid. When I was growing up, my mom made a snack called buttery toast. Yeah, can you guess the recipe? White bread and all the butter in the house. In fact, run to the neighbors and ask them to borrow another stick of butter. She even buttered the crust. I never had a chance. But I can't be mad, you know? It was a different time. Parenting especially was just different back then. It wasn't good. There were no good parents. Like these days you have to know where your children are at all times. I just had to be home when the street lights came on. As long as I was, no questions asked. I mean, I used to ride my bike into the woods where a homeless guy camped, and for a quarter, he would show me Playboy and Hustler magazines. And like, there's no joke there. That's just an example of the criminal negligence that I enjoyed as a child. I mean, sure, he showed me other stuff too, but that's between me and Jesus. You can get arrested for leaving your kid in the car on a hot day. When I was a kid, I wanted to be left in the car. There's nothing worse than running errands for a little kid. And my mom was cool. She's like, okay, but let's roll up these windows and lock the doors just to be safe. And if I'd passed out by the time she got back, she had a peaceful ride home. I remember one time I was waiting in the car, just hot and bored, so I decided to jerk off, and good luck getting me out of the car after that. And if you thought just sitting in a hot car is dangerous, try jerking off in one. It's one of the riskiest ways to do it. There's belt around your neck and then hot car. You don't have the fluids to spare, especially since you already jerked off at the last two stops, and now your sweet tea thermos is empty. But there you are, just tugging away, using sweat for lube. So delirious from heat stroke that it's more like a lucid wet dream than true masturbation. When out of nowhere, a good Samaritan smashes open your car window with a fucking rock. And of course that sudden sound is like smelling salts for your balls, and they start pumping out those proud young boy loads all over you, the dashboard, and this Duke Goodnick passerby. And as that rush of fresh air hits you and your eyes start to focus again, the first thing you see is your mother looking on in horror as she drops her shopping bags from the shock of it all, and then you have to kill yourself. It's a risky way to do it. I don't know. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, you guys. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the show. And yeah, hit that music, DJ.